guys, it's Ruthie and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to show you guys how to draw braids. This is such a simple drawing. I love drawing braids. They look so cute and are really fun to draw. So let's get started. So the first thing I like to do is draw a zigzag line. So that's going to be coming down just like this, kind of large at the top, just like this, like your basic zigzag shape. I'm just going to zoom in just a little bit for you guys. So it looks something like this, and then as it gets shorter, I should say, it gets a little bit smaller, just like this. So it looks something like that. So that's our basic shape of the braid. So next thing I would like to do is add in a little bit of guidelines, just like this. And thicker at the top and then lower down at the bottom. So I'm going to extend this out just a little bit. Okay. So the next thing I do is at the point of the zigzag, we're going to make a line connecting it with our guidelines, just like this. Okay, so now we have our basic shape for the braid. So before we move on, I'm just going to add like a little circle and everything for the ponytail, just like this. And add for the little loop or little tail at the end to kind of make it poofy at the top. Then it kind of tapers off like the actual braid, so it looks something like that. So I'm just going to add a little bit of lines there. So we just have a simple tail. So now moving on to the other part of the braid, we're just going to kind of trace that line just like this, but in a circle kind of shape. It's kind of hard to explain, so like just like this. And this will kind of make sense in just a second. So just like this, and it's okay if some are overlapping. It just gives a little bit more shape to the braid. Just kind of rounding off the sections, not making them look too boxy, if that makes sense. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is draw some little curved lines at the ends, just like this. You can make them as big or as small as you want. Okay, so here is our basic braid. I love this. It is super simple. So now I'm going to show you guys how to attach it to the head. So this is how we draw it, and what you can do is you can add like lines. I like to go lines like this, and lines coming down like this, just to give it a little bit more texture, which I think is really cool. So I'm just going to shape this in real quick. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And now what I'm going to do is draw a head. So I'm just going to draw a circle, and then you can make your head shape. Doesn't matter what the size is or anything like that. You can make that up yourself. And now what I'm going to do is draw, oops, I'm starting to draw a face. So don't need that guideline. So I'm just going to do the head. And I'm not going to make this head too perfect just because it is the back. And now what we're going to do is near the top of the head, we're going to draw that zigzag line. So right here, and we'll say this one's like a French braid or something like that. So again, big on the head, and then as it gets lower, it gets a little bit closer together and shorter. So there we go. And now we are going to use our little guidelines here. These are optional. You don't have to use this, but I personally like them than just kind of like free, like looking at it. I don't know if that makes sense, but you know, it's just a personal preference. So then we're going to go to our lines, to the guidelines, just like this. Okay, and then I'm actually going to kind of like fix the head up a little bit around here. and then we're just gonna kind of round these off. So before I round it off, I am gonna go ahead and add our little kind of half circles, little curves for the ends of the braid. Okay, let's do the little elastic. I do this by drawing 2 ellipses on top of each other. Now, if you don't know what ellipses are, they are just squashed circles that look just like this. So they sometimes can take a little practice, but I find that they are super easy. I learned how to do these when I was a little younger, and I've always done them for like ponytails, kind of like that. But if you guys have a different way you want to do ponytails, if you have a preferred way, go ahead and do that. Doesn't matter. Just pick. It's just a personal preference. So you're going to add the little end here. Okay. Now I'm just going to round off the braid just a little bit. I find that whenever you round it off, it doesn't look so stiff, and it helps to keep it slightly more realistic than having that shape. But if you like that shape, go ahead and do that. Okay, so here we go. So yeah, that is how you connect it to the head. I think that looks super cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. I had done some braids a little while back. Let's see if I can show you, if I can find it. It was on the earlier pages. Okay, so here, as you can see, I drew some braids here, and this is one connecting, and you see I have the shoulders and all of that. So I do think that turned out really cool. I did some more. I don't know where they're at. I may have, I can't remember. No, I think that was about it. But here was some more that I thought were really cool, and just did a bun. And if you guys want to see how I draw a bun, vote in this little corner right up here if you guys want to see that. So yeah, so I'm just gonna turn back here. Whoops. Okay. So here I'm just gonna add in a little bit more shading. Now, you can color this with colored pencils, markers, paint, whatever. A lot of times I like to, so if I sketch it out first and then I'll go over with my watercolor pencils, I like doing that, and it gives a little bit of a different look and not so finished. It almost gives like a little sketchy kind of look, so I really like the way it looks. I think I just said look like 1,000 times in that sentence, so yeah. So I think to add a little bit of color, I am actually going to go over with my watercolor pencils and show you guys how that looks. Alright, so there we go. I do think this one turned out a little bit better than this one. This one kind of failed. I did kind of try and give it a kind of Gamora kind of vibe, but it wasn't really working out. So, but this one did turn out a little bit better, and this one I really still like. So I definitely think I like the sketch version a little bit better of these, but you know, we'll just kind of go with it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please hit that like button. It means so much. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And I will see you guys Thursday. Bye.